A lot of people ask me where to meet a high net worth, high value man, and this is what I'll say to that. When you invest in yourself so much that your skin good, your body good, your mind good, your money's good, they come searching for you. And I know that's a crazy concept to think about, but when I met my man, he was just another guy in the room to me. But for him, I was an anomaly. I could dress the part and talk the talk, but I was also attorney at the #1 law firm in the country. So he had met his match. He had met his equal. Now, that's not what I aspired to be when I first started going into education and investing in myself, but you don't lose by investing in yourself. It's a win-win. If you end up with a man, then amazing. You're educated and end up with a man. If you don't, then amazing. You're educated and rich. Things women do wrong in relationships. I'm talking to you. Before we get into it, can I just show y'all this cute ass set? This might hurt some of y'all's feelings, but I'd rather do it than have them do it. You're saying that you want a smart, educated businessman, but you're not going to any of the locations that these men would frequent. Listen, I think clubs and lounges and hookah bars are all fine, but if that's your goal and the type of man you're trying to find, you need to start thinking where a man of this caliber would hang out. Stop going to clubs and expecting to find Mr. Right. Take it from a girl who got one. He's not there, babe. He's in the south of France signing a business deal. So if you haven't heard, Moroccan soccer player Hakimi is engaged in this vicious divorce battle with his soon-to-be ex-wife over assets to be distributed upon a divorce. The problem is Hakimi took all of his assets and put them in his mama's name. Now, the fact that he did that, that's a whole nother video. I'm going to give you tips on how to make sure you never end up in this situation. Step 1. Get a prenup. I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. And you might be thinking, I don't have enough assets for a prenup. A prenup will mandate both parties to disclose what assets they have, where they're located, and whose name they're in. If she would have done that, she would have known from the beginning he has nothing in his name. Step 2, I want you to have a provision in your prenup that requires you to get paid out for every year that you are sitting at home taking care of the family and taking care of the kids. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't need to do that. Shut up. Shut up. Society is going to pressure you into a lot of things. Your love for the family is going to pressure you into a lot of things. And you need a payout in the event that you sacrifice your entire career and sit at home. Because you're not going to be able to jump back into the freaking work market with a gap in your resume. Step 3, and this is something I'm personally going to have in my prenup, have a payout clause for every child you bring into this world. And you might be thinking, oh, you're not doing a big job by bringing a child into this world. It's your duty. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. The mental, physical, emotional toll that's going to take on your body, on who you are as a person, it's going to change you forever. And let's be completely honest, when you are divorced and you have to go back into the dating market, they're going to treat you as a single mother with children very differently than a rich man who's divorced and has kids. It's not going to impact him or his life. It's going to impact you. So make sure you're compensated for it.
Bitch, you sugar-free and crash dummy. I ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world, but you just another bitch that need gas money. And this is some news you can use. Bitch, a million motherfuckers wanna be in my shoes. Bitch, I'm a legend in these streets, the better kind. How many of y'all niggas know where y'all bitch at right now? Never mind. Believe everything that bitch tell you, huh? Don't lie to splurge. Boyfriend, pimpin', nigga, shit, what is it? Mine or hers? Mobe then. Your average nigga break his neck to go to your house. Have I ever been there? Okay then. What I'ma give a bitch a pass for? Spent all that time in school and got a job that ain't got nothing to do with you with your class for. Here goes some real sugar-free toughener. If the bitch got a gang of play cousins and play brothers, they fucking her. Sugar-free to pee. Look like the game hurt. If the bitch got 2 or 3 phones, she either a hoe or a brain surgeon. How to write the book, motherfucker. I just read what was in the motherfucker.
I was laughing my ass off the whole time that she was giving out this, advice. It's sound advice, okay? She appears to be a divorce attorney. That's my assumption. After I did a little, snooping around and shit. So yeah, this is Sister Talk with Sa. Sister Talk with Sa. I don't know what that's short for, nor do I give a shit, because, just right off the bat, I'm kind of weirded out because, like, she sounds, and I'm not shitting you, okay? She sounds just like that fucking Aquafina actress, or actor, as we say today in this Orwellian society. Yeah, she sounds like Aquafina, man. Couldn't get that off. That in the bad nose shop was throwing me for a loop and shit, okay? And she gave really sound advice for a cutthroat attorney. that any cutthroat, especially female attorney, would give you and shit. You know, the minute I heard all that bullshit, I knew I wanted to make this commentary. I knew I wanted to make this commentary because it's becoming increasingly passe. Like the advice that she just gave to women and shit, that's increasingly passe. You know, the one gentleman, Hakimi, the fucking athlete that, you know, finessed his wife by putting all of his assets in his mother's name and shit, has got these women running, you know, they running for cover and shit. They out there on the battlefield. It's like Vietnam and shit in divorce court for bitches. For 304s, for schemers, for grifters and shit, you know, marital grifters and shit. Now I'll talk about that in another episode. Yeah, you know, hey, you know, this is kind of a tutorial for my young kings out there. You know, this bootleg MacBook lessons, you know, shout out to Tariq Nasheed and whatever the fuck's really going on between his ears. Yeah, so she gave like some advice to women and shit, you know, who are stressing about guys doing shit like that, you know. And I was saying, not a lot of guys are going to do that and shit, but I want to tell you, like, I want to tell you kings out there, like, hey, don't get involved with any woman that you even think has the mindset of the woman we just listened to, okay? Don't even get involved in shit, okay? A lot of rich guys right in the middle of their, you know, their prime years are not going to marry a bitch like this, you know, if they have any two brain cells to rub together. They're not going to marry somebody with that business mindset, okay? The only guy that's going to be with somebody with a business mindset is like this is somebody that's actively building together. Like they've been in a long-term relationship and their careers are moving in tandem and shit. You know, probably with different results and shit, as you well know. Here in the colonies, you know, it's a little stilted. There's a glass ceiling for some of us and shit, and it's just a little bit higher for women. Okay, especially in our ethnic community. Yeah, don't get involved with any, you know, female with this mindset. That's why a lot of guys are doing the whole going overseas thing, because they want traditional women. They want women that don't have this cutthroat mentality. And if they do, like a lot of women in, you know, South Asia and, you know, Philippines and all this shit, they use it in service of the family. Their hypergamous nature. I think that's what we've been mentioning in all these umpteen million commentaries and panels I've been watching and shit, you know, on the fly. Now I don't make it a regular thing. I do what I do, like, spontaneously. But a lot of, like, the women that they go to in these other countries, they have the same cutthroat, hypergamous nature, but it's in service of the family. You know, their original family and the family they're building with you. Okay? That's where you get the thing like the tiger mom and shit, like, you know, Asian cultures call the tiger mom, the mom that polices the living shit out of her children and make sure they're on the P's and Q's and they know how to eat with proper, you know, utensils and walk upright, you know, just being, you know, facetious right there, but you get my drift, right? A lot of guys with money, like big money, you know, and two brain cells, not dumb. They don't have any self-worth issues born of living in the, you know, the colonies over here and shit. They get traditional women that look good, you know, the whole three fit, feminine, friendly bullshit, you know, teach his own. They get these women and shit. And they have children with them, and a lot of times they take care of their children and shit. Okay, they take care of their families. You know, a lot of it's been made of men just like leaving women, you know, running away and leaving them with babies and shit, in dire financial straits and shit. But like I posit, that's been reduced over years and shit because of all the negative male propaganda and shit. You know, a lot of guys don't even want to be seen that way. And it's like how women don't want you to talk about their fucking, you know, body counts and shit. Like how they're just, you know, riding that cock carousel and shit out there. Yeah, this straight talk with straight talk with Sa. I don't know what the fucking deal is. I can't really get past that weird whiskey soaked, that kind of bar bitch voice of hers, you know. And I want to say, like, when I hear shit like this, I want to know who's saying it. I'm so glad this was a TikTok, so I went and looked her up. She's got a nice figure, you know. She got a nice figure. I like a little more meat on my bones and shit. I am a straight black man I'm from Chicago, okay? And my parents from the South, so, you know. You gotta get my shit packed up. Oh, man. Yeah. You keep women like this at the periphery of keep women like this at your, you know, your periphery of your circle, okay? Don't let them into your inner circle unless you're never gonna have sex with them or build any kind of relationship. Always keep them on use unisex terms when you deal with them. Let's put it that way. Keep them at the periphery of your circle and shit. If you feel like she's coming at you like crazy shit, you may want to break that off or actually call up an attorney and talk to him about shit. You know, get some legal advice. It's the world we live in. It's the world we live in. Ain't nobody fucking around. Like, you know, back in the day when I was working in a certain industry, like I would see, you know, women like her, but, you know, fleecing guys out of their money, but it was it didn't mean shit. Because the guys that had that money had so much money that whatever she stole didn't mean shit. And this is like California. Like I saw a fucking Chinese chick I saw a female from China fleecing like an 80-year-old white dude and shit, man. He was wealthy. He had 1%er money. This guy was in a wheelchair with a fucking oxygen tank. And you know, I guess he just discovered the blue pill or something, but he had a young ass, hot ass Chinese wife and shit. Okay? And he knew he didn't have much time left on the planet, so he got this Chinese woman, and he, you know, like where I was working, they tried to talk him out of, you know, he made a living trust for her, you know. And then, like, he had his fun, he married her and shit, you know, he married her. Let's just say her name's An Lee. He married her fucking ass, and then, like, I guess, yeah, after a while, she fucked the living shit out of him, and, you know, he went into dementia. And then she used to just be rolling that motherfucker. She used to be bringing him back and shit and having him sign more shit, even though he's in a state of dementia, but she was already his fucking wife and therefore had some level of power of attorney to do that shit. And it was just funny as shit. You know, when she came back, she was, you know, when I seen her, you know, the first time I saw her, she was totally straight off the boat. And then when the next time I seen her, she looked like somebody you see at Staples Center, you know, whatever they call it, the Bitcoin Center now. Yeah, don't fuck with a business-minded woman. You know, a relatively attractive business-minded woman. This woman is relatively attractive. Her face throws me off because of its artificial nature, and her tone gives away her intent. And you learn how to have some discernment and shit, young man. Learn how to have discernment, because what you're thinking is not what they're thinking. And unless you're a telepath, you gotta protect your coins, you gotta protect your future, and you damn sure gotta protect your seed. She was even talking about how to, you know, monetize your children that you have. Okay? She was talking about how to do that. Now say fuck it, you know, you tell the woman what's what. Don't be a pussy like most men. You tell the woman what's what, and they can either sign on or sign off and shit. You can tell how desperate a person is by what they're willing to put up with and shit. I don't want to go into that. Maybe I'll hit that in another episode. Ah, fuck. Yeah, don't talk. Just some bad fucking advice. Now, dudes with two brain cells know to go somewhere else and get a reasonably attractive woman, or an incredibly attractive woman that you would find in some other country, and make a family with her and build something. You know, build something substantial shit. You can't build anything with a business partner and shit. It flies in the face of the natural order with everything she's talking about shit. Marriage is supposed to be this organic thing. They talk about love and all this shit, but they're waiting to get a divorce and pull the ripcord on that golden parachute up out of that bitch, and you're gonna be stuck in a hypergamous nightmare and shit. You know, hypergamous criminality is real, and paternity fraud and all that bullshit. Even if it ain't paternity fraud, a lot of these women end up with your children, and they never gave a fuck about you. So how can you trust them to respect your wishes, or, you know, co-parent properly and shit? How do you expect that your kid is not going to get the short end of the stick, you know, through her, you know, nascent parenting? All right? Don't let no female like this get close to you. Okay? Don't let them get close. Keep them on outside of your circle. Use as needed and shit, okay? And make sure you have an attorney on speed dial, a legal Zoom or something. Okay? Old motherfuckers with a shitload of money don't care. That's how a lot of these females, like from my experience of seeing it, get in, and they make out, you know, now they're feeling themselves, they popped up all brand new, but they got a motherfucker that's like 1 foot on a banana peel, another foot in the old folks' home or the grave, and they're increasing their wealth exponentially that way. Like young dudes, like you had dumbass, you know, rich niggas and shit, you know, like rappers and certain celebrities that make these really bad mistakes of fucking with these women and not keeping them, you know, at arm's length. You know, sorry for struggling for a minute there. I didn't mean to have word salad with you guys, but You know, what can I say and shit? You know, the ideal for me, what I would like to see, I would like to see this whole shit break down because I'm a misogynist anarchist. I like to see all their shit just fall apart, like just fall down, like a tower in Babylon and shit. Okay, like a fucking tower, because it needs to become organic again and shit. Or the otherwise, it's the well, you know, they say it's the decline of Western civilization, but I posit that we're already in it. You know, this shit is falling apart. It's in a state of decay and shit because you know, everything's been turned into a fucking business and shit. Okay, even your fucking private parts. All right, this is what this woman is telling us. And you got to get paid for your time and shit. Men can't get paid for their time if a bitch jump out and the relationship file divorce and run away with all your shit and move some boy toy up in there and he's living on your shit. How many guys got fleeced and divorced over their children, their assets and everything, and the woman's just living rent free and shit, you know? And then you're psychologically scarred. They don't have any impetus to remove that whole. I want a no fault divorce abolished, and I want you to be able to pursue alienation of affection lawsuits effectively. I want that on the federal level and shit. That's one of the things that they would do if they were a normal government. All right, and they saw how this shit was affecting birth rates and, you know, marriage and divorce and, you know, the country in general. If you don't have more people, we're in decline. There's a lot of decline all over the world, you know, especially in places where they embrace this Western ideology. All right, and I think she's funny and shit. She's good for a pump and dump for somebody that's into her. But like for me personally, you know, I'm just not into the. I'm not into her Aquafina voice and her really bad, like, you know, Sesame Street nose job. It makes it look like Bird or something. And you know, I'm just not into him. It sounds like a bar bitch or something. She sounds. Her voice gives her away and shit. I don't know how effective she would be employing her own strategy in service of herself. So here she is on social media giving women, like, you know, shitty advice in this day and age in 2023. A lot of guys are already thinking like this and shit. They may not be doing what I say do and shit, but they're thinking of something else and shit, okay? All right? Anyway, you know, I guess I'll wrap this up and shit, you know. Now, you know, I want to address the fact that I put 2 extra, you know, clips there that show their body and everything. I always want to know when I hear bitches talking like this, entitled, you know, princesses talking like this. I want to know what we're working with and shit, okay? And if I can't see that, then your whole argument flies out the window. All right? There's nothing, you got nothing, okay? To a man, a visual creature has been well established. You guys want to criminalize the male gaze, you want to clean our pockets, and you want to dick police and shit, okay? So what the fuck, man? What is a guy supposed to do in this day and age? I feel sorry for young, you know, dating age men, okay? And I feel sorry for the boys, the young kings that's following the guys that's going through shit that's a young adults right now. Keep your fucking head on the swivel, protect your seed, protect your goddamn legacy, even if it's the end of the world, okay? SYS BM equals save yourself, black man.
Say, why don't you pick on somebody your own disposition?
Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.
Come on, man.
Please.
No.
Please. I'm kissing your feet.
No.
Please. Please.
Come on, man.
Please. Please.
Stop.
Please.
Get up, man. Get up.
Please.